Hello, space engineers. We are back, and we are back up here on our mountaintop. And apparently, my ideas are just simply too big. Because this thing, well, right now I've got it reverted back to an old save, but I got it up to around 2 kilometers up, and my sim speed was just tanking. It was down to about half of what it should be. So, while this is a good idea, maybe they'll make some updates in the future. It simply looks like it's not going to work, which is unfortunate because I'd really like to see this thing up and working. I like the size of it. I like the general idea of the 4-post or the 4 corners. But this thing, as far as I can tell, is simply not going to work. I'll do some more testing, some more poking around, but unfortunately, I think we're going to have to go back, shrink this thing down, and try another design. I'm not giving up on a space elevator, I'm just giving up on this particular elevator. But before we get into that, one of the things I also want to do to help things out, I think might help things out, is to change this conveyor line here. Well, once again, I do like the looks of it. It's got a lot of hinges in it. It's got a lot of sections. While all the sections are turned into stations, it's still got a lot of hinges, and I think I can just make it shorter because even though it's coming in from over there, my assemblers and stuff are down there. So I'm thinking what I'm going to do for this episode is we're going to at least start on redoing this conveyor line. Instead of doing sections, I'm going to do one piece. I think I'll have to bore through part of the mountain. What I may do is I might come up over here, instead of going an exact straight line, come up over here to this edge. Ow. Come up over here to this edge, and then come over from there. But that'll reduce the number of hinges I've got by quite a few, and that'll probably help this world out run a little smoother. So, I'm going to work my way back down there, get some things set up, and I'll show the process that I'm going to use to get this conveyor line rebuilt. Well, I am back down here on the ground. I'm back here by my production facility. And I'm going to come off of this one and head over there. And instead, and this time, I'm not going to be using a one of those, a sorter. I'm just going to go directly into it, and I'll let my inventory management program, well, manage the inventory. So I'm going to come directly out of here with something like that. It's not going to let me do that yet. That didn't sound right. Yeah, I've got some odd stuff going on here. I've also got some weird colors up there on my mountainside, so yeah, there's some graphical and audio errors here. I'll have to see if I can't figure those out here in a little bit. But for now, let's continue on. It's not letting me do that because I'm too close. Is that enough? Yes, that was enough. See, I think I can turn the hinge lock on. I'm going to need at least interior plate. I need to raise that up. And I'm going to put one of those there. Let me get this welded up, get things get the projection in, and I'll show, and I'll get that lined up. I'll be back. Well, we're back. I've got that set up. That gray line you see shooting up through there, that is the projection. Came back up here where I can kind of see where it's going to land its destination, and I think I should be able to control it all from right here. I think this might be the one I want. That didn't go good. It's not quite as good as being able to be down there, use build vision, but this way I can see the target easier. That's the wrong direction. Okay, I'm not seeing my projection come back. Well, I managed to mess that up. Let me see if I can't put an eyeball on exactly where that ended up. Yeah, I can't see where it's at all. Well, this is all going nice and smooth. Let me get back down there. Get that thing somewhat re-aimed. It's just kind of been one of those days. But I believe we can get over it. Nah, did that wrong. I don't think I messed with that one, but I think that's a little closer to what we can work with. I know some people like to use a spectator cam, and that'd probably be the easier way to do it. But I'm not good at working remotely like that. That, and I personally see it as maybe a little bit of a cheat, not a big cheat, but a little bit. At least have a physical camera in the location. But that's just me. I can kind of see that. Now let's try this again. And let's make our lower limit. There, now it's not going to go too far crazy. Whoops. That bounced a lot. Let me go. I thought I had. Yeah, on both of them. Okay. Let's go minus 0.1. I can kind of see it over there. It may have been a little far. Now let's slow that down to 0.5. Let's set this at 55. $59. It's going to be a little bit of back and forth to get this thing to. It's acting kind of odd. Take a closer look at that. And yeah, that looks a little long. That's okay, we don't have to weld all that up. I'd expect there is going to need to be some mining out. Okay, there might have to be a lot of tunneling. But I do think that is a good spot to start. As I'll bring it in there, I can put a pillar right here to accept it and redirect it over there towards that. And I think, like I said, this whole project, it's going to have to shrink. I think I'm going to end up making it so that thing eats itself. I'll put some grinders down there instead of welders and kind of reverse the process and let that thing eat itself back down. Kind of do a look-see here. There's a little bit of it. Looks like most of this might be a tunnel. Yeah. That's a fair amount of tunneling. Looks like I got off course a bit. Looks like I might have to get rid of a tree or two. But it goes into the mountain pretty quick and kind of stays there, which I kind of thought that would happen. And to tunnel that out, what I'll probably end up doing is I've got that little remote over there. It should be able to do all that. So no really need to make anything else. I'll just use it and follow the projection up. That'll create a big enough hole. Of course, then I won't be able to weld it. You know, well, I can weld it by hand, but I won't be able to ship weld it. So I might end up making a bit bigger of a hole or trench than just enough to pass it through. I'll see what we get. Let me park this thing, look at my time, and see what we've got. Come back when I've made some more moves and more decisions. Well, I'm back. I'm in this little remote miner, and it does not look like it can run at that particular angle all the way up there. So I don't know if I'll be able to get this thing to go all the way up there, you know, cut away all the way up there. But I can work on this. I might build a drill rig just to, boy, that'd be a heck of a drill rig. But build something just to drill my way up through here. Oh, this thing will really lift, but it doesn't want to go forward that much. But I think that might be where I end this particular episode. I know it seems like a lot of progress just to call back on, because we need to rethink things. But that's kind of what Space Engineers is. You run up against the limit pretty quick sometimes when you try to build big. And if, any of you want a chance to see if you can't figure things out on your own, I'm willing to post up a copy of this save somewhere, well, I guess on the Steam Workshop, but I'm not going to do so unless there's really a want to, because it is a somewhat big save. So put it in the comments if you want a chance to try to play with it yourself. But for me, I think I need to just spend some time digging, and building this may not be all that easy either, but we'll see. Until then, I guess I'll see you when I see you.